the video that I had to do. You know, earlier today I went out and I bought a new drone. Where is it? Right there. I got the Mavic Pro. But here's what you're all waiting for, is more conversation about Marine Le Pen winning. This has been on everyone's mind, whether you're left or right. Will Marine Le Pen, the nationalist, win the French election? Well, she hasn't exactly won yet, but she has passed the first round and will go into the runoff election on May 7th. Now, for those that are not familiar how the French election works, and again, I'm not French, I'm no expert, but the general idea is they have 11 candidates, everybody runs, and then the remaining two will move to a runoff election, which is May 7th. So Emmanuel Macron, an independent centrist, and Marine Le Pen have both advanced. Now, here's another interesting tidbit. According to exit polls, Emmanuel Macron sits around 23% and Marine Le Pen is around 21%. But the French Interior Ministry has Marine Le Pen at around 25% and Macron at 21%. So it really is neck and neck depending on who you want to trust as the actual source. So if you like the European Union, I got some good news. And if you hate the European Union, I've got some bad news. Many of the candidates who lost are urging their supporters to vote for Macron because Marine Le Pen wants to hold a referendum to leave the European Union and the Euro within 6 months of winning the presidency. Macron is a centrist, and Marine Le Pen is considered far-right. Many people on the left have been posting on social media that they'll abstain and stay out of it because the options are center or far-right. So there is the possibility that many people who align themselves with the left, having nowhere else to turn, are going to vote for Macron out of fear of a Le Pen presidency. Basically, the center very well may vote for Macron, and the left has no one else to vote for. So it's not just me giving these odds. Many sites are saying that Macron is likely going to win on May 7th. But I have taken consideration that these polls, the pollsters, the establishment, the media, they were wrong about Donald Trump as well. Another quick thing to address in this whole voting, populism, nationalism debate is that there seems to be this negative connotation towards populism that you hear in the media. And it's really interesting to me. Marine Le Pen is considered a populist, and populism is defined as rallying the common folk, finding their interests to compete against the elites and the corrupt. It would seem that any politician, anytime, ever, is trying to be a populist. So my question then is, why now? Why is Donald Trump called a populist? Why is Marine Le Pen called a populist? Because they're people who are trying to find the interests of common folk and get them to vote against a corrupt elite? It's a really strange thing to call somebody, especially when you oppose them or when you're being critical of their platform. And it's also kind of scary that the people who oppose Le Pen, Trump, and these other populists are taking a negative view of the idea of populism because the general concept is common people's interests above the elite class. And I think most people would vote in that direction, right? But with Marine Le Pen's victory, we are seeing protests throughout central Paris with the police deploying tear gas to break these crowds up. Now, protests, they're not unique to France, and they're not rare in France. These things happen all the time. In fact, when I was there just a month or so ago, they were firing tear gas at another protest. In 2 weeks' time, we will have the final round, May 7th. And polls now are showing Macron is probably going to win. And this is an independent centrist that's never held elected office before. So this is a really interesting situation that France finds itself in. But why are we so interested in France's election? Because Americans usually aren't. Well, it's this whole nationalism, populism, anti-European Union sentiment that we have seen from a lot of people, and many people in the US who are pro-Trump are very interested in seeing Marine Le Pen win. For the next few weeks, we're going to have to sit tight, and we'll see what happens. But 2 weeks is a long time, and we have seen a lot of terror attacks happen in France. And many people suspect that each time one of these attacks happens, Marine Le Pen gains new supporters. She's been the most critical of Islam and these terror attacks. So again, May 7th, this is when we will see who becomes the next French president. In the meantime, I will be checking out some other events, quite possibly heading back to Berkeley for a few events. Ann Coulter is slated to speak on the 27th, so just in a few days. So stay tuned. New videos every single day. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast. Click the like button. because it really does help. Comment below and let me know what you think about all of this. I try to respond as often as I can, but sometimes it's hard. There's a lot of comments, but I am here. I am watching. If you like these videos, subscribe and share them with all of your friends because it really helps. Thank you all so much for watching again. I'll see you tomorrow.